Hello.
How's it going?
I don't know. I thought they said 10 seconds. I don't know if our mics are even live.
Well, let's consider they are.
Okay,
Matthew,
let's do it.
This is it. Map number 2, uncharted territory. Na'Vi have not played a game on land this year on cash. This is exciting. It's Astralis' weakest map. Let's see. We are off. Na'Vi 1-0. Astralis starting on the CT side.
You made a fantastic point during the break about structure, Henry. Astralis need it, Na'Vi don't.
Exactly.
If they don't have it on cash, Simple likely gets his run of the game.
We'll see what happens. I'm actually really excited for this one. What a treat to close out the year. We get to see a map where both teams will be squirming on. As we get into it, it will be Simple. Of course, he's got that P250. He's looking to open things up. He'll be trying to find the first headshot here. He might be gifted one as well. Player peeking towards a connector. That's going to be Glaive. Not connecting just yet. You can see a double stack. Actually, just a single from Mages. It's going to be Glaive who's holding towards Checkers. So we'll see if Simple can sniff them out here. Still trying to find damage as he makes his way towards the vent. He feels like there's a player in sandbags. Look at this detector on his side. There's the first headshot. Oh my God! Simple continues to destroy Astralis here, and it's complete domination as 3 kills come in. It's 5-on-2, and nothing can be done here.
Flamey finds device as well. Not a single kill for Astralis. And not a single pistol. I take that back, excuse me. They won the first one, but they were ecoed immediately after, so they haven't had a good start to a half. At any point so far this series, Xyp9x can do little. He's got a kit, sure. Maybe he gets another 1v5 Ninja. I highly doubt it on the pistol. They've got more than enough reason to stand around and make sure that bomb explodes. Not much to lose. And there's the kill for Flamey.
It seems like the crowd likes an underdog here. It's interesting it's got to this map, and Astralis, they come in with a rigid game plan. They know what they want to do in these features. I'm surprised Sonic let this map come through. Yes, Na'Vi are not familiar with it. They don't play it a lot, but Astralis, it's probably the least played map for them this year as well. Really not that excited for what they're going to bring to the table here. If Simple and Electronic continue to look like absolute stars on the server, this could be a 2-0 as we see the force fight come through. It's not the most ideal map for it. We'll see if it works out for them. Astralis with CZ, a scout, and a few bits of utility here. You can see Glaive making his way towards the vents.
CZ inside of said vents. Is there anything that can be done with it? Electronic, meanwhile, holds with the smoke. That's not a drop. Crosshair placement already suggestive of smoke to go with Z connector. Now boost up Simple now that it's thrown. Molotov as well to clear out the sandbags. That's not for the vent where we know there's one, or was one. Residing. Won't be a retake on A, I'll tell you that much. 3 players already over on that side of the map. It certainly is mid given up. They don't have the range game to play for it, and Electronics cleared it. Drop down, Electronic now takes charge. Push toward these ups. Flame is able to spot out one player backside of the site. That's Dupree, but they don't know the Glaive is underneath. Manages one. Bit of an awkward exchange. I mean, the aim's sort of on the axis above your head. We're going to take down Dupree as well. So pretty straightforward round at this point. They lose one. Bomb's going to go down. Na'Vi's going to go up 2-0. It is really pressure on Astralis. Let's see how they respond to it, because pressure is not something that they've seen a lot of lately.
Well, there it is. It looks like the round is done. A little bit awkward there. Trying to
dancing around each
other's bullets indeed. But Xyp9x and Mages now holding onto their Deagle armor. They have smokes as well, so a little bit of valuable kit. Might not seem like the most exciting save, but worthwhile. You've got Mages there, a wonderful user with a Desert Eagle. He can do damage on a map like Cash. Lots of long-range angles for it. Xyp9x got a lot of criticism from us, at least, in the first map. Really couldn't get on the server at all. He couldn't find his footing. Non-existent almost.
They absolutely needs to find a way into this series. First game yesterday as well, round 1. Remember, Astralis, they were unbeaten in the group stage. They were 5-0 in the round robin. They finally lose a map, and it's in the final of all times. The first game they played yesterday, Xyp9x was very slow to get started in that as well, so it's not the first time he's found himself with adversity in this tournament here in Lisbon, in Portugal. Our last event of 2018. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone at home. It's been pretty fun, 2018, having you all with us. We look forward to 2019. We'll start it off with a bang. We've got a major coming up at the end of February.
Absolutely true. This round still could be a little bit interesting though, considering the fact we've got those deagles and armor on Mages and Zippets. All it takes is one kill, a rifle picked up, and they can do serious damage with it, and Na'Vi are aware of that. Simple by himself towards A main, vulnerable to flashbangs, but luckily the CTs don't have any. He'll just be looking for this first kill now, and once he gets in the zone, he starts hitting every single shot. We've already seen that so far. That P250 play in the pistol was absolutely sublime. As Mages holds towards B, Molotov's in his position, a bit of damage inflicted, and Edward closes the door on himself. Interesting play, and Simple's low HP here. Needs to be very careful. Took a little bit of damage at the start. It is 88 to be fair. I thought he got tagged up for more than that. As we see it get to the 1 minute mark, still looking like they could be dangerous here. Astralis with a stack towards A, and there's the first kill, that Deagle. It will find the first.
Still holding true with the AK. He's getting gifted frag. Zipix steps wide of the mark. Forced by means pistols yet again, so not really much of an exciting task. First kill made it promising. Device still with the P250. Stopping distance from that range is certainly powerful. Just that gets Edward. You're right. They could gap in the smoke. Device couldn't capitalize. Zeus takes him down. It's all on the glaive. 1-on-2 has a UMP picked up, but no armor, no kit, no utility. Bit of a tall order. If I'm not mistaken, that vent's already been blown out, so he'll be able to walk in, but when he drops down, they'll hear the noise. And right now is exactly when they hear it. He'll grab the AK instead, but already Simple's attention is turned toward the checkers.
Glaive has got such a difficult task here. He's going to have to find instant headshots, but unfortunately, Simple's the only one finding those right now. 3-0, like we said, could be a difficult round considering those Deagles are out. And it was Mages that gets a few kills, brings it down to the 2 versus 1. But here we go. This is fascinating. Astralis are going in. I haven't seen this very often. In the first gun round, they bring out a double AWP setup. Now, normally they'll bring it out if things get really desperate or they can pick it up and carry on with it. It's rare to see them go to it straight away. Glaive can AWP, but he's not an AWPer that uses it as often as other secondary AWPers. It is
an interesting choice. Kerrigan Days TSM, they ran it all the time on this map, and it is something that a lot of teams do. We know the options. You can play it B, you can play it A happily, you can get aggressive with it. Mid's an option. There's so much creativity, I suppose, if you want to call it that, for the AWP on this map. It's not unlikely, but you're right. It's how early they're bringing it out and how much it could cost them if they don't win with it.
Remember, Na'Vi won't have a million strats up their sleeve. It's not a map we've seen from them really at all this year. Simple, very patient on this boost. You do see that quite often these days, but nothing to be found. Flashing over, trying to bait out a bit of utility towards A. The flash is actually yielding a frag for Electronic. This guy has looked amazing so far with the AK. He's on for another kill as well. So much pressure applied towards the A site, and Astralis are floundering.
Edward needed to find that kill, though, toward Forklift. The fact that they get away and they can play behind the smoke still gives them a chance. Magisk, 14. Edward realizes that Edward didn't see him. He walked around and thought it was clear. Somehow they get a gift back on the Astralis side. Simple. He'll hold that quad. AWP switches to an M4, but Zipix is already pouncing. He goes over top of the red crate. Bomb is down in 43 seconds, and Flamey has 15 HP to find 2, one of which is at mid with an AWP. Meaning he can be isolated, the bomb can be planted, but Flamey's given his position up, and both players position accordingly so that they aren't caught off in one-on-ones, and Flamey knows the circumstances as he tries to spray in and hopefully, optimistically, get lucky to bring it down to a one-on-one. As he still clears, gets closer, spots out, somehow not dead, 5 HP. But the round surely at this point has to go in favor of Astralis, and you're absolutely right, Edward didn't even look toward quad.
I can't even explain that. I can't even fathom it. It's one of the most common positions when you're isolated on the site, you've got utility coming in, you can protect yourself, there's no Molotov in that position. He doesn't even consider it, and that's the kill that decides the round. He gets that one, a fully flashed CT in the corner, it's over. They won't even retake that. Either way, Na'Vi with a perfect approach, a great entry, nice flashbang, Electronic cracks the side open. They just fumble the final hurdle there. Astralis will save their double AWP setup into the next round, but there is cash available for Na'Vi. It's going to be the AWP for Simple this time. Have a look at what kind of spawn he's got. Not an amazing one. They're going for some sort of boost, I believe. Simple's lining something up. Maybe it's just one of the wall bangs at the start, and indeed it is. Nothing connects, though.
You said it. The crowd likes an underdog. Flamey waiting to see if anyone's pushed the smoke to the boxes in the corner. That's why he's elevated himself up in his crosshair. The laser, as you can see it on the top right, heads that direction. It's Electronic down below. They want to go to the site. First one in. Xipix finds it, nearly dropped down. He would have easily taken Electronic. He tried to play that catwalk position and catch them off, but just rotating in, but Simple swings. It's 2-on-2. The bomb plant for Na'Vi. This would be a reset of 3 rounds against Astralis as well, but Glaive finds Electronic as he retreats. It's all onto Simple. Quad's not a bad position to be. Is the op the right weapon? More so, it's not an A main take. It's going to be from the door, which means Dupree is going to be on top of Simple almost immediately. And so far, his attention isn't looking that direction. It is now. Doors open. No sound cue. And Simple, does he hear him jumping? Does he check it? Smoke goes down, spots one. It's going to put his vision firmly that direction. He hides behind Quad, locates himself so that he's not exposed, but he's baited by the noise, and that's when Glaive peeks.
That's some great teamwork there. That's world-class stuff. The fact that Dupree knew the door was going to hinder him, he actually turned it into an advantage. He opens it, jumps around. He knows that's going to be in Simple's mind at that point, allows Glaive to get in position, and then they can pincer together. Knowing he's got the AWP, he can't kill both of you, make things uncomfortable, make him take his vision away from the static angle he was holding. It was great trades from Na'Vi, but Astralis now on their feet. The bomb gets planted and 2 rounds go against him. I don't think Na'Vi can justify the force here. They're averaging $3,000 per player, and they've given up a couple of disastrous rounds there, especially that quad kill. That felt like it was everything there. They could be up 5-0 at this point, but it all fell apart due to that 1 kill. And we get into round number 6. See the boys chatting now. Tactical timeout in play. I have seen Deagles purchased here, but no armor just yet. Electronic will get it and take itself down to $2,000. So this will be a partial. But Astralis now on a T-sided map, able to tie things up. But they've got to get past these Deagles first. And Cash, it's similar to Dust 2. If you want to group up as a 5-man unit, a couple of flashbangs and jump into a bomb site, if you get that first kill, it can snowball out of control. So definitely not out of the woods just yet. Need to find this round. And a team like Na'Vi, with the way their stars are playing right now, all hell could break loose here, map.
3-2. Teamwork yields the second round for Astralis. You mentioned it though, Deagles brought out 3 of them in fact. For Na'Vi. That's a pretty poor thrown nade by Magisk, but perhaps matters little as no one was inside of the doorway connecting to the A-main hall, so therefore it wouldn't have done any damage even if it was on target. Simple with a bit of a boost behind the smoke at B, seeing if anyone wants to push forward. No need for Astralis to extend too far in this round. They should be well aware of the fact that there isn't going to be weapons. I'll even go as far as to say they are well aware of that.
I think you might be right.
There's always the off chance Simple does something crazy and buys a weapon, but it's not really possible this time.
Well, yeah, he started that trend. A lot of teams replicating that sort of idea now. But for now, double AWP setup. They have 2 smokes remaining. If they can execute, that would be great. Try and avoid the AWPs. A boost from the CT side going in towards the vents. Dupree needs to be very careful here. Yes, there's a Molotov in front of him, but so is Simple. Will they trade this out? First kill for Astralis, and the second as well. Simple's being tagged out. That should confirm things for the Danes. You can see they can't really do anything with this now. 30 seconds remaining. 1 useless smoke towards connector. I'm not really sure the plan's going to be. Glaive locking it down the AWP. Nothing to be done by Edward and Flamey at this point.
Love the decision to make sure that B-main was covered so Dupree could fall out. You said it, he had to be careful of that fence, and even if they were able to get the M4, they took him down. Ready to pounce on it either way, and they're hunting him. They'll finally yes, and then Xipix is ready to strike. Xipix is ready to strike, 5-3. He's on pace currently with Glaive and Magisk. Dupree with 1, Device with 0, just to note, so they're a bit slow starting, but it's Xipix that was slow all of the last game that we have to keep an eye on.
Well, this was a little bit of an awkward affair, but Dupree mopped up Magisk with a nice push there as well. Once he got that call that there's many players towards middle and the fence, here you can make an educated guess that A will be clear. Gets that done, and Xipix close things out. Here we go again though, rivals once more. Na'Vi looking assertive towards A. They want to go for a contact play here. The smoke will slow them down, but that doesn't necessarily mean they won't push. Device in towards the door. We talked about these sort of plays time and time again. This time he hits Electronic, but caught in the act. It is going to be a 5 versus 4. Now they'll pounce on the bomb site. Very simple approach here from Na'Vi, but you can see how effective it is. Their aim is just beautiful as Flamey takes down 2. No chance of a retake, and that's the kind of gameplay we wanted to see on Cash. You said Astralis will struggle against teams that don't have much structure, and there wasn't much there at all. 5 players towards A, 1 smoke down, get in, find headshots, and it works perfectly.
The brawl favors Na'Vi. If it's a straight street fight, I think they win out. Astralis relying tactical discipline. This time we'll rely on Dupree to just try and save an M4 at this point. Bomb due to detonate any moment now in A. He waits out at mid. No one pursuing at this point either, so I think he'll get away with this gun.
What a nightmare that is for Device as well. The first round he decides to go, I'm going to go aggressive here. This is the shot, falls back. He's got Electronic waiting for him when he's got a knife out. That's just over at that point. Great play from Electronic just to pounce on an opportunity. If their comms are that good to say Device in the door and he's got himself in that spot, that's so well played by them. Na'Vi 4, Astralis 3, money not great on the Danish side, and Flamey hitting crucial shots. We haven't seen this Flamey in a while. I hate to say that, but we just haven't. He's admitted it himself. He's looking to prove himself at this event, and he's done a great job. But his individual play, it looks back to what we expect. Oh, no way.
Oh. I thought the same thing that you did. As if Simple would get that gifted to him. Fires a little bit early. No one found inside of his E-connector. The old body bang. Top of the crate, through the window. Minute 49. Simple still going to get one on Device. They had to nerf it. Valve actually had to add a second panel to take away the damage, so you couldn't do that. And then there was another angle that was found. Jisk underneath of the drop, still trying to play close with one found already on B. How much more pressure will be applied by Astralis? Dupree wants to get baited, having saved that M4, so that's why Magiska's here. Maybe here to try and get a deal shot. Does damage. Dupree, but too far away to swing. Lovely shot on Flamey, and he'll clean them all. Yes, it's mostly pistols, but it was a wise setup. He'll finally go down, but 3 kills in the round from him before doing so. Electronic closes us.
Oh, that's what you want to see from Flamey. I've missed him. Lovely accuracy there, tapping away, calm as well. Didn't panic when they appear on his screen. You really do enjoy to see that. It's 5-3. That was the eco from Astralis, and we've got a microphone problem for Na'Vi. They seem to have them more often than everyone, to be honest. But they've got one. So
at least we haven't had Glaive stand up and unplug his headphones as of yet.
That is true.
That certainly did happen at Pro League. In fact, the next play, just after, he stood up and wisely took the in-ears out so he didn't pull on the cable and didn't break the sound card or the port on the PC.
Well, here's the technical timeout. They can't quite hit their coach, I believe. Device is yet to get a kill on Cash. Matthew, could you confirm that for me? Can you have a look on our scoreboard?
That was the case 2 rounds ago. He's 007. He is the famous meme that is James Bond.
Or James Bardolph.
He's like 0020.
Love you, James. Anyway, round 9 coming in, and there is a buy available for Astralis. It's only Device for the AWP. I say only because they've been running double orbs in their gun round so far. Is there a kit? There's not. Na'Vi actually have control of this, and we are off. This is not live. Can confirm that. Flamey did not purchase, so we'll turn the music off for a second. Let the energy build back up. This certainly has got energy behind it. Cash. We've seen a few teams approach their vetoes in a strange manner recently. We've noted it already, the fact that Liquid don't play Train. That was the opening map last week at Pro League Finals in a best of 5. They could have vetoed it straight away. They played it first and won. That was the only map they won. But
yes,
still.
It threw a spanner in the works to the point where we weren't sure how Astralis were going to deal with the rest of the series, more so because Mirage was second. If Liquid won that and they went down 0-2 in a best of 5, would they recover? Now, I will say one of the things I've noticed with Liquid, this is a side point to this game, but we've got a moment. If they ever plan on beating Astralis, they need to learn how to play from behind, because you can see it. You could physically, in Train, where they knew they had the mental edge, they were peaking, they were taking fights, they were winning aim duels. As soon as they were on the back foot, they were tensed up, they overthought each peak, and they just got obliterated. And they need to realize if they're going to win with skill, do it every, doesn't matter if it's 16-1 in their favor or against them, just play every, like, that level of confidence they had on Train has to carry throughout the whole series.
Sure, I do agree with that. You can see that first map, they looked like the team was going to lift the trophy. As soon as things started going wrong for them, I remember the adjustment. It was when Device stopped AWPing. It was actually Dupree and Glaive. They didn't know how to handle that situation.
That's right.
And then you could see there was quite a different team that approached the final after that. Yeah, I do agree with your point. But yes, back to this one. We do still have a slight technical issue here. I think TeamSpeak is giving us woes as usual. The company is still going. even with all this bad press they get from us.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like we're good to go. Thank you so much for bearing with us. This is the grand final.
You're not getting a Christmas card from them this year, I don't think.
It is going to be map number 2 here, guys. This is epic. This is quite a special one. I know we get a lot of grand finals in CS, but this map and these two particular teams, it's such an anomaly. We're not sure what's going to happen.
It really, like this would, if I were to look at this, I would have said this would have been map 7 and a best of 7.
Yep.
Right? Like it would have just been the one that was left over at that point. Somehow we find ourselves here. As Astralis' pick, remember, and you made a good point. Zonic's up there doing it on his own. Nuke's banned out. Inferno's still in the pool, and he picks Cash. Without Glaive there, would Glaive have agreed? Being the in-game leader, knowing perhaps the style. Glaive might agree because he pushes up, gets Edward, snaps back at Zeus, and he finds Electronic through the smoke as well. Device gets Simple, and oh my goodness, Astralis with a 4th round potentially, as it's Flamey left in a 1-on-5.
Well, that changed very quickly, didn't it? It's a clean sweep from Astralis. It was Glaive who was investigating towards middle, gets the double kill, falls back, his teammates help him out, and it all falls apart for Na'Vi. They have got money to buy into this round, no problem, but still, that's a convincing round from the Danes there. My goodness, 5-4. A lot of rounds to be played here. This could be the final map if Na'Vi can continue to look impressive, but this was excellent. Gets the first kill on Edward, and that should have been a trade. Zeus, I'm sorry, had to get that kill. That was a definite conversion. That was a trade all day long. And didn't get it. The round falls apart at that point. And we'll see it go with the AWP in the hands of Simple, the Device, who has found his first kill, his second in fact, is now on the board. He'll also have the weapon.
Glaive on 10 and 5 leads the way. So too Flamey. It's been fantastic. Boost up corner. Oh, Device was ready for it, but not quick enough to respond. I say ready. He wasn't really set looking directly at it, was he? But he certainly was aware that it was a possibility. And tries a cheeky little wall bang. And they'll regroup Na'Vi's side. In fact, everyone's going to back off with the exception of your anchor player. That's Edward. I know it sounds weird to say anchor on a T side, but this is really a position that every team leaves someone at, trying to capitalize on rotations and information based on noise.
Yeah, infamously Stewie from IBR play that every single round, right? Does a great job of being unpredictable still and wall banging and just being a nuisance, essentially.
Used to be Twist as well for Liquid. I think they've changed that a little bit lately. I haven't really seen them on it in a while. But it's yeah, everyone does it. Hiko used to have it covered off at certain points. Electronic. He's got mid covered off.
This is
Zipix is still occupied. They do have quad watching this direction, but a single smoke would negate that.
If they go B now and leave Electronic in that position,
even better.
That would be godlike. I'm not sure that's going to be the play, but he's giving himself up. He just wants to show they might be attacking this side of the map. 20 seconds remaining. Who strikes first?
He still had the chance. They could have wrapped through because the rotation from Truck, I'm not sure they get by this crossfire. That bomb, you're right, had an opportunity that they weren't aware of, and it's a clean sweep from Astralis on the site with the exception of one. That's all they've lost. Simple doing what he can, but 7 seconds, the round's already gone. He just wants to hold the op at this point in time, and Zeus will just hang on to the AK as well. Obviously, they don't have the information we have. That's quite clear. We have a radar, we have X-ray, we have all of it, but you're absolutely right. If they pushed through middle, they could have wrapped back up through heaven and dropped to the side. I
feel like you were given a gift that Electronic is in towards a ticket booth completely undetected. There was no presence of mind there from Astralis. He could be in that position. You've got 3 players in middle. I feel like going through the vents there, taking a bit of a gamble and leaving Electronic, who's been hitting everything, to kill rotators. I feel like that was the play, but obviously many different things can persuade players to go where they see fits. Went towards A, and the crossfire, as you mentioned, has looked way too strong. 5-5. Astralis, though, you can see, still not feeling comfortable. They did not expect to play this today in the grand final. But managing to string a few rounds together, but saving weapons. Na'Vi still have the AWP and AKs. Flamey will be on the Deagle. I feel like the way he's playing right now, Zeus needs to drop that AK for him. Zeus is struggling on the trades, and Flamey is looking so strong in the 1v1 duels right now with that AK. That has to be the call for me, but this has been a talking point of Na'Vi throughout the entire year, to be honest.
Towards A-main. Glaive challenging. Bit of utility deployed in each direction. No one commits to a fight. There's a commitment to a pretty broad angle from Device, but smoked off of it. Is he really going to think about pushing the backside of that smoke? Might just hold it. That's wise. Pushing it Not really. Not, oh, there is enough. There is just enough to see into Toxic. I wasn't sure he had this vision. Now he does. Gets away from it. Flamey was staring him down. Simple got that information. Did not make contact. Device gets away.
Oh, jumping through the flames. Has got the smokes to protect him, but he's got towards the vent, but he's very vulnerable to the HEs at this point. As you can see, can't really jump in the vent. They'll have rifles waiting for him, but Mages coming in for the backstab. He might have a guaranteed kill here, can't find the timing.
That would have been amazing. He still has reasonable timing. In fact, quickly he's on their back because they weren't ready for that push, so he still takes advantage of it, and he gets 3 from inside of the cubby. Confinement, big plays. Na'Vi now left with Simple. Who else? And Astralis could take the lead. It would be their first time doing so. Had a tie on 3. It went back Na'Vi's way. Simple gets dupreeh, but it's not quick enough to get Device up close. 6-5.
Now I can see Na'Vi have been working on this map. I can see they've got the smokes to deny the Molotov. They've got executions to get mid-control. The problem is when they get that control, it seems that they're not really sure what to do with it. They're not making calls that look like they're formulating an idea and how they can destroy a bomb at this point. You can see like there's a lot of like one-player commitments going through there, jumping through flames and not really having the flanks covered whatsoever. Suggests you know what you're doing to get to that position, but you're not really sure how to close it out. But we'll see CZ here, the scout, and I thought he was going to connect that. Device is ready for it though. Simple taken out of the equation. Astralis should have the 7th round on the board here. Fantastic grenade, does a ton of damage. Flamey down to 19, and they're just going to have to go in towards a in vain, I would say at this point, as Zipex is looking like a turret right now, that AK-47.
Zipex is certainly, but yeah, we actually had to reset his aim quite considerably until they walk out, and they reset his aim for him by putting it all in one direction. And I'm not talking about a musical act. 7-5. Astralis take a 2-round lead.
Amazing. Nice work from Zipex, no doubt in my mind. He was going to mop up that perfect position. They didn't have the utility to push him back. Nails the spray.
I was a little worried that he had to go that far right, though, right? The second player could have just headshotted him with the pistol.
But that's what we need. Even though the eco frag's short, he had such a quiet first map. You need to kind of raise him up now. If this does go to a 3rd, he'll be ready to get back in the zone. Khalil out for Electronic, AKs on the rest of them. They're simple plays. I say that with no pun intended. They're more basic approaches, I should say, towards the A side, where they send 5 players in. That's what's going to work. That's the kind of plays Astralis don't know how to handle. And if you go in his default to get picked off 1 by 1 by a dynamic device, I feel like that's where Astralis will run away with this game. I love that approach where he just chose a bomb site, went in together, and played heads-up duels.
Imagine if Simple played on big. Simple plays, but they're big plays. Like the worst unintended puns ever. Dupreeh inside of the vents, not yet blown out. He's occupied that space, therefore you can deduce by taking middle. Use the element of surprise if anyone wants to go toward the checker room. They're going to clear him, and he's forced out by a Molotov. Device takes the initiative to realize they want to clear mid, they're probably going to peek it, and if they're going to peek it, so am I. Opshot wins it out. Dupreeh goes back in aggressively after the flames have burned themselves out. Perfect flash. Zeus fully blind. Dupreeh gets a free kill toward it. I'm not even sure he was fully blind, but blind enough to not react.
Just not the greatest positional setup, really. Very vulnerable to that fence. It will be Dupreeh continuing to find kills here, and Glaive will back him up. Astralis look like they're more comfortable now. They're not as shell-shocked as what they were at the very beginning of the map when they were getting ran over by those very basic approaches to the kill for Edward at least, but that's probably all he gets. He finds a 2nd. No chance for a 3rd though, because Mages outpositions him, and Astralis are officially on fire at this point. We go 8-5, they'll win out the half, and money, yes, maximum loss rate. There's been no plants in a while, actually. There has been a post-plant situation, I don't think, since they won the last round. So they're going to have to take either a partial buy here or a very weak investment with Khalil's. Device started off weak, but he actually is finding all the opening picks now, and Dupreeh playing with confidence is great to see. Glaive looking like his usual self as well. Major, we said, guaranteed frag on this one.
Interestingly, I don't know what to expect when we swap sides, because if Na'Vi have been playing it, Astralis haven't. Do they have tactics? But at the same time, if Na'Vi's not really performing on the map, how do they communicate on the CT side? Because there's so much coordination required in rotations and being able to trade off of each other. It's really wide open on both sides of this. I'm I'm still not convinced either way, but I am convinced by Dupree. I'm not, now that I see Electronic get behind them by way of a smoke and flash to work inside of the B site. Magisk, he wants to make up for it. Knows there's one underneath, but forced off by a Molotov. It's still only a one-man advantage for Astralis. I say only because, more importantly, the bomb is working its way toward the site. Molotov tries to deny the default. Edward, I think he was optimistically hoping there was a gap in it. There is now, but the nade's on top of it. He's got to be so careful. Further smoke. He's gonna plant, he's gotta go soon. Device is holding the cross angle. I think he's better to walk forward with the smoke down and actually walk back into the site, because if he crosses in this fashion, all right, Device was forced off by a flash. That'll work as well.
He'll right-click this presumably, or try and drop it in towards A main. It looks, or B main I should say. The smoke is down. And here we go, the 2 versus 3. Great shot from Device. He's nailing absolutely everything right now. Does it finish with a wall bang? I don't think so. It's simple. Surely can't do anything with this.
Gonna work back in the smoke. Knows they're close. We've seen him fall down from the top and find shots in this position. There's a lovely graffiti on the wall to remind us he's got this position again, but they're on the bomb inside behind the boxes, and Magisk will hold him off. Astralis find number 9.
They had the player without the kit defusing there as well, I think. Oh my god, that was close. Simple did everything he could. Finds the first. He nails that second shot. I reckon he did it. But round 15, the hype slowly coming to a halt. Na'Vi was such a fantastic start. The wheels are starting to fall off now. You can see their weaknesses on this map. They don't really have enough mid-round presence to really close out the rounds. They've got a nice idea and some grenades they've been working on. But it doesn't look like it'll be the map that does it for them. But I'm still excited. If Dust 2 comes up, that's going to be great. Let's see if they can find round number 15, though. It's going to be Electronic trying to beat the CTs there. He takes so much damage at the start. There's the headshot. Magisk will get it. And now Simple looking for any sort of push in towards A main, but he just finds the smoke instead.
Zipix. 1 of 3 in the triangle. Interesting setup. Him in front of the crate. He'll back off of it. Triangle being the third back toward the truck position. Trying to spot the smokes at this point. Zipix is going to burn Edward alive. Blave's still holding on to the forklift. He's found by Flamey. Zipix, look how close he is to that door. Spray through and he's gone, but he's really looking forward to them not doing that and maybe walking past his position. I'm not sure he's aware of that. Simple's in. Smoke fades, Zipix gets the angle. Zeus trades him as he has nowhere to go at that point, but it's fine to get Simple. It's better because Device is now on the flank. Timing is everything. And Flamey, inside of this door the whole time, is going to have more flames in front of him to try and walk through. Nade goes outwards. What, 10-5 for Astralis on the map we weren't sure about? Maybe Zonic knew exactly what he was talking about.
Well, this might sound a little bit strange to say, perhaps an oxymoron, but as soon as Na'Vi started overthinking situations and trying to play smart, I felt like that's when it started going wrong, because when they just went for the very standard, okay, let's go A, one smoke, let's go in together. They looked amazing. They were shutting it down. They looked like there was no response. As soon as they went to defaults and tried to work picks, you could see, yes, they had some smokes they wanted to try. They had some little mid-takes they want to flirt with, but Astralis looked way too comfortable at that point. A couple of close rounds towards the end, but there was a spell of 7 rounds for Astralis at the tail end of the first half. Dust 2 looks likely as Na'Vi begin to drop off. Remember, this is considered a T-sided map. They only get 5. They're going to need the pistol here. Here was the grenade destruction from Magisk, and he followed up with an AK headshot as well. As there it is, the wall bang. I think it was a ding followed up by the incendiary, but great recovery from Astralis once again, playing off the back foot.
Third map is Dust 2, also a bit unorthodox in this series. Well, Astralis really playing everything lately.
Na'Vi played that against Liquid recently and really did not look like they knew what they were doing at all on the map. They looked lost at times.
Our second fiddle. 6 and 12 for Electronic. He hasn't really been the same support system Flamey has, though. That certainly helps Blade. Good shot on the first. Edwards followed it up. Still on top of the catwalk position, trying to dance back and forth. Simple finds one in the mix. So too does Flamey. It's the advantage, therefore, for Na'Vi. Bomb down inside of the side as well. As Device looks desperately to try and find a shot out for the door. In fact, trying to bait them in. Simple just says, you can stay there. Go to your room, time out, shut the door, don't slam it. I used to slam my door all the time when I got sent to the room.
That doesn't surprise me in the
No, it was hilarious the first time I was strong enough to slam it past the door frame, and then it locked me in the room, and Dad was like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it there. Enjoy that one. Karma. Zipix and Device try to find their way out, and Flamey already watching to make sure that's not going to happen. It looks like Na'Vi will at least get the good start in the second half and go one further round forward. Keep in mind, they won the pistol in the first half, and Astralis still found 10-5.
Much needed pistol there from Na'Vi. After losing 7 rounds in a row in the first half, you feel like they needed a bit of good news to get their heads back in the game. It will be 10-6. Astralis 4-4 in the second round of the first half. I don't think they'll be doing that here on Cash on the T side. We'll see. Should be the full eco of AKs in the third. That's the standard play, but Na'Vi need to be careful of their purchases as well. Oh, man, this is crazy. I was about to say, they buy up now. I was about to say they're going to go in 3 USPs and get rifles next. They haven't. They've got 2 for masses. Last minute purchases, the MP9s. They're still going to struggle, though, against those AKs. It always makes me a little bit nervous seeing these setups, knowing the AKs come out next. Hopefully they can get an AWP on Simple with some money farmed here. We'll see if that's the case.
Zeus spotted. Throw a nade out in that direction. Device perhaps wise to that, or just meaning to make contact to get information, has already left the scene. Electronic waiting behind the forklift. We're to peek out. Pretty straightforward so far from the CTs. Hold all the lines. Actually pushed up a little bit toward B main because they've already made contact over there. That's Simple. Electronic. Edward. Oh, but I'll get the chance to say everyone's name in this because they've got to rotate over. There's Flamey.
There he is.
So far it's everyone. Zeus just needs to get a kill and we'd have a team ace, but Flamey's going to go ahead and deny that. But win the round nonetheless for Na'Vi.
Absolutely so. The comeback begins, but this is the round I was worried about because remember the AKs come out and they had a plethora of SMGs and FAMASs, but there it is, the Simple AWP is purchased. Now that is some good news at least because that means they have a bit more firepower, a bit more bites as they get into round 18. The SMGs just wouldn't cut it. Simple, I know he plays Cash, he plays a lot of online on his stream, and Cash is one of the staple pug maps. I'm sure he's ready to go and find some picks here for his team. Where is he positioning himself towards? Actually goes towards B. As Electronic with the MP9. Now this is a brave push. He's going to spot Dupri and actually get the frag. Surely traded out. Needs to hide. Could have gotten the lockers there. Decided to challenge again. Yeah, there will be a 4-on-4.
At that range, the challenge isn't really worth it. You're right. Could have just played lockers and been a pest at that point.
Yeah, just got flashed in or something. Like made them expend utility, just re-peeked it. That wasn't really the play required. But this one is Simple. That's what we want to see from him. Is he going to get another? Surely not. Trying to push the smoke down. It's a perfect angle. He's lined up for 3. Oh my God, Simple! He does it again. He is so good at this weapon. It's now a 3 versus 1, and he's hungry for blood. And of course, he nails it. 4 kills for Simple. It goes 10-8. And it looked like he was done. He was being smoked off, flashed as well, but he always finds a way, man. That's pretty unbelievable how he always looks so efficient.
Well, and you called it. You said get him on the op early. The second shot through the smoke as he gets there, they're already looking at him, and he's still, not this one. Watch this. Boom. Magist goes down without even knowing what hit him. Zipix as well, perfect headshot position. Incredible round, and it's now 10-8. Na'Vi bringing this back. Remember, they won map 1. This is suddenly becoming a very, very interesting series against Astralis.
Objectively, he shouldn't even go for that last kill either, but it's Simple. Like, do it, man. If you can start lighting the scoreboard like that, put the fear of God in Astralis, then do it. Anyway, Deagles, Kevlar, no nades, and a shot rattled off towards the boost, not gonna land.
Shots through the door, no one able to spot behind Red Crate. There's a chance for the Deagle to find one further at mid as well, but it's Electronic still holding strong with the M4. Magist, meanwhile, gets one. Oh my goodness! Simple walked in and just got demolished. Device gets Electronic, and watch out, Astralis, just as I say, are in pressured situations. Show off that all they need is a little pistol and a bit of luck. I don't know if I call it luck, to be fair. Those were some pretty skillful shots.
It's Magisk again. He's done that so many times this tournament. 3 Deagle kills. And Flamey can do nothing but sit back and wait. That takes the wind out of their sails. It was looking so good after the Simple procedure with the AWP. They have a bit of cash, but I say that It's going to be Flamey, who will have around $5,500, just knocking on the door of 6K with the FAMAS. Symbol can afford the AWP, but the rest of them around $1,000. So he has to save this FAMAS to this one to even have a buy.
Oh, they tried it.
They went for the run boost, I missed
Yeah.
it. Okay.
It's one of those things you just try and do at this point. It really doesn't matter. I'd love to see, it's only I think in maybe 3 or 4 cases, one famously for Fnatic really had a factor in the round.
Yes, that was a long time ago as well.
Oh, it was like 20, I want to say 14 even? It was 15, I think, 15, because Cash wasn't really played that frequently in 14. It was still kind of the North American map. The old textures.
That's right, it has a bit of a revamp, hasn't it?
Apparently it's in for another one. We saw some changes kind of teased, if you will, on FMPONE's Twitter. A curved wall, perhaps, on the A site.
There it is. Mage has got to be over the moon with that one. That was sick, wasn't it? My God. Nice shots, Emil, says Edward.
They are over the moon, Henry, because they're to the stars.
Exactly. It all works. Well then, tactical timeout, a chance for everyone to catch their breath, especially Mages. How he pulled this one off, I have no idea. Edward challenged first. It was this shot he could do nothing about. Zeus trying to get in position to shut it down, but oh my God, Simple even got a dose of his own medicine. As we go round 20, it's 11-8. Astralis now with the advantage financially. Looking to take us to Dust 2. What a map that will be, but remember, Na'Vi have not looked good on that. If he gets to Dust 2, I'm putting all my stock in Astralis. I feel like they will just run over them on that map. Na'Vi giving a few away now to Simple by the AWP here. He's got $7,000 as the average damage per round. You see it's Zeus and Edwards, the names right there at the bottom, 23 ADR. Still chance to pull it back. Simple does by the AWP and Flamey. They've tried to make up for the fact they don't have a lot on 3 players with having absolutely everything on 2.
Device waiting to see if there'll be any aggression. Interesting play to Molotov back toward the door, because then they can flash in and it's really a 2 versus 1. Normally you have one facing the wall, and you bait them to that, but solid play, performance from Na'Vi. Still though, they get one roasting in the flames. It's Edward that will go down behind the forklift, and it leaves us in a 3-on-3 with quite a bit of time, which means Astralis can actually start to dissect the map.
Surely Glaive doesn't face check this. He's just holding the angle at this point.
I don't know why you would.
No, there would be no reason to.
Oh dear. That smoke changed. That's wise. That I can agree with. They'll go with a second one as well. Forklift Simple's aware of that immediately though, and look at the result. Tries to get a free fire toward the door. Still worried about middle because the player at B can't get there. It's Flamey on both ops on the site, trying to do something with it. Zipex gets over the top. Simple snuck away. Forklift position. Glaive is aware of the fact that can happen. With a smoke down, it's the only visual, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Access to the site with vision without going gray through that.
Yeah.
And he's able to watch it.
That was a nightmare for Na'Vi. They had 2 orbs holding the A site, and Astralis still had all of their utility. They dropped 2 smokes to allow them to get close to the bomb site. Flash over, Molotov and forklift as well. You've eradicated so many risks at that point. If you jump up on the bomb site, those AWPers don't stand a chance. And Zeus will fight valiantly, but that force buy, that might be the game in itself. It's 12-8 with full eco here. Nothing can be purchased by Na'Vi. That's almost certainly going to be 13-8. I just don't see them stringing together 7 rounds or so to even get back into this. I don't see a world where it happens. Astralis look like they're very comfortable at this point. It's only when Simple lights it up with 4 kills, it's when the rounds get super hype. But this was perfectly played by Glaive & Co. Nails Simple that. And that's the round confirmed. Full eco coming in, just USPs, and I think 1 P250 for Zeus.
12-8. B stack. Saw Zeus jumping toward the boxes. I thought maybe they were going to go for the skylight boost. He didn't go for it. No one else seemed to be interested.
Hold on.
That full stack, though, they swing out. Now, I think 3 were, yeah, I was going to say, I think 3 were spotted. So immediately they're going to back off on this.
And that's fine. That's the one SMG. We normally talk about throwing in the MAC-10, because even if you give that away, not only have you given up the fact that you know it's a stack, get them in a MAC-10 against Armored is almost nothing for them. So that's fine. He either gets a load of kills or nothing from it. They'll go towards A, and this will be a great score. You can see it all being picked up. Oh,
Okay, Simple. He still wants to showcase a little bit of flair and perhaps a whole lot of confidence.
Enough to buy an AWP.
And that's a great point as well, because they're on an eco. He now gets $1,500 for that knife, and that brings out an AWP, so absolutely worth it.
Well then.
Hog for Edward. Just to note, haven't seen it as much this map.
He's one of the players struggling, so maybe that will be the solution. 13-8. I'm not sure Na'Vi have it in them to even get to double digits at this point. Astralis look way too composed. Round 22, Flamey might consider pushing in towards A main here, going to be boosting up instead, but you can get shot here. Dupree waiting for the Pronax boost first, but they're actually getting up on Shroud. And we'll see if anything comes of it. Dupree, who was using the AWP, remember, Pro League Finals, more than happy to pick this weapon up, even on a T-side gun round. He doesn't necessarily give it back to Device either. He's very good and very quick with this weapon.
Flamey.
Oh, he knows.
He does. Well, Dupree, I mean, he's looking up in that direction. He might well be aware. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Electronic apps. There's paint on the wall that wasn't there before. He's got no idea what hit him. He didn't even have a chance to fire back, and Edward needs to get up on catwalk to make amends with it. Sees them going down below. Fires straight onto them. Can't get the kill. How awkward is this? Pistols for both. Flamey comes out on top, tries to do a little bit of damage onto Xyp9x as well. But it's a 2-on-2, and Bomb is picked up. Magisk fantastically takes out middle and gets the shot toward the side. He'll follow it onto Zeus. 14-8. Dust 2 might be where we decide this series.
Not the prettiest Counter-Strike.
We didn't expect it to be, though, did we, on Cash?
Quite ugly at that point, but still they get the job done. Very awkward towards the forklift, but it's 14-8. Money ruined again. They can't even justify a force buy, I don't think. They're going for Deagles and CZs. A nice little idea from Na'Vi, but they really had to carry that momentum on. As soon as Mate just won that round of the Deagle, it felt like it was over. That's when Astralis got right back on their feet, and they're looking for map point here. Dust 2 certainly on the cards. Will this be map point? Should be. We'll see if it's mid-defense, a bit of a mid-stack, in fact, will work out for Na'Vi. And counter-boosting.
They're gonna try it. Everyone's here. We can't see anyone because we're inside of smoke. Device finds 2. He gets away with it. He gets to the high side of the roof and therefore had vision on both sides of it. Edward will get Xyp9x back, not after losing Flamey to the same man. It's 4-on-1. That's totally what I was going to say, as Edward gets found by Device holding on to the door. This could be map point for Astralis.
I think it might be.
And if Astralis somehow turn this back on Dust 2, like you say, Na'Vi, they struggled against Liquid, how many series are we going to see them play different maps, different circumstances, and still win it? Still win out. This series determines who becomes the first back, or I shouldn't say back-to-back. In Na'Vi's case, it would be, but double blast champion as well. We could call them the astronauts because they'd have blast off.
It's gonna be Zeus with 1 smoke and a bomb down. 4 players to fight. That is absolutely map point now. Astralis haven't given much up. We've had some spectacular moments on Cash. Don't let the scoreline mislead you, because it's been very exciting at times. Zeus can't find that, and indeed Astralis are on fire once again. Is this where it ends? They're going to need 7 in a row just to take us to overtime here. I don't think that's even worth talking about at this stage. Na'Vi, if you are just joining us, don't play this map. They've been a decent battle. Simple had some fantastic moments. Flamey did as well. He had some epic plays in the first half, but overall, Astralis, yes, this is one of their weaker maps, one they don't play as much, but they're looking like a much better squad as they head towards B. Looking to close things out quickly. It'll be Device leading the charge here with the AWP. Can he find the first pick? It might be available to him. A player drops down. And it's actually Flamey that nails the shot, but he's going to have to find another one here. Gets all 3. This is absolutely brilliant from Flamey, but it might be a little bit too late at this point.
It isn't if Simple can pull the aggro. He's trying to do that, but the smoke still favors back in the direction of Dupree, because he can go missing on Simple screen, and Flamey's going to get taken down by Xyp9x in the end. Still, though, they have the man advantage. Just to note, Zeus currently sits at 4-16. He's the absent man this time. Xyp9x in the last game. Zeus this time, both on the side that looks to succumb, but this one's not done as of yet. Overtime, still a possibility. It's a long way to go, but not with Electronic hitting shots like that. Bomb down inside of the site, and I think 15-9 is seemingly inevitable, although it's the Minister. What sermon does he have today? Knows there's one above. Simple firing shots in the site will reveal his position, but now is aware that he's on top of it. This headshot. All they were doing that whole time was waiting for Edward to get position.
Well, there we have it. 15-9, 6 remaining now. As we'll see Astralis still with Absolutely plenty of cash there, no problem in that department. This is great from Flamey though. Gets 3 kills, they all line up for him. You can see it's a nice little play from Astralis, just trying to close things out with a contact set up towards the B bomb site, but there it is. Nice work from Na'Vi to shut it down. 3 kills at the start of an orb should yield a round victory, to be honest, as we'll get into a double org setup for Edward and Electronic here. Simple still on the AWP. Still map points as they'll head towards B, and a much faster approach this time, it seems. They don't think Flame will position himself in the same spot again. That seems to be true.
Oh, Dupree, he went wide. Zeus finally hits a shot that matters to hold it off. He gets taken down afterwards, but Flamey standing in the corner, spotted. He thought he was dead. Magisk nearly gave himself up as a result of that, looking away before the man actually had perished. Still doesn't pull it back, Edward. Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Yep, now we toggle that all day long. Shoulder sticks through though, and Xyp9x always had the advantage. The one not in the smoke usually does come up as the winner in that situation because as it fades, he sees before the man inside sees himself. Simple. Knows that the bomb's down in the middle of the site though. How is that for a chance at it? Smoke, the last one. No, it's a flash, excuse me, there isn't a smoke left over. It was in the air. Wasn't sure what was thrown. It's certainly gonna be vision for Simple, but forced out of the corner. Device on the AK wins the exchange. Magisk wins the round, wins the map for Astralis. Dust 2 is where we decide the last tournament of 2018 and Blast Pro Lisbon.